Welcome to the MoosePackPodcast, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, let's get in focus. Sorry. Oof. All right, welcome to the MoosePackPodcast, everybody. Brought to you by yours truly, Nicholas Brandt. Also brought to you by the welcoming and warming presence of Marcus Van Horn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yes.
All right. But thank you guys for coming tonight. I appreciate everybody who's here. Which is no
me.
one.
Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just Marcus.
Just me.
You know why? 'Cause he's the only one who cares.
Sometimes. Not all the time.
Not all the time. Just some of the time.
On certain occasions.
On the occasion.
Certain occasions.
You know the occasions.
Is when I really care. Do I really care now?
Exactly.
Absolutely not. You dumb bitch.
He doesn't care about me. It's fine. It's totally fine. You just don't care. It's okay. It's totally okay. 100% understand that.
You know what else I understand?
What do you understand?
Not your face, because your face smells like cheese.
Wow.
Yeah. Should really work on that one.
I'm hurt. That was hurt.
Should be.
I hurt.
Should be.
That hurt.
Should be.
That hurt.
Should
me.
be. Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I can feel right now?
Hurt? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All hurt.
Pain. So much pain. All you brought is fleas and itching and fleas
And
and pain and itching
And
pain.
pain.
So much pain.
So let me ask you a question.
No.
I know.
I said no.
I know the title of the video tonight is talking about alternate universes and all that. It's pigmented reality.
Pig.
I will end stream right now.
Do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
I know.
I'll
stream right now. No, I won't. I'm not gonna stream.
No, not for you guys. I'm not gonna do that. 50,000 likes. No.
I don't stream right now.
Let me ask you a question. What is your favorite snack?
No. My favorite snack?
Your favorite snack.
Why?
Any answer? No, I'm just asking. Go ahead. Any answer. I'm not gonna roast you. I'm not gonna come at you. I'm not gonna. What is your favorite snack?
Why?
It's a segue. Just give me your favorite snack. Jesus Christ. This guy. I'm trying to do a bit right now, right? And this guy is like, why? Just tell me your favorite snack. It's not a trick. Why?
My favorite snack.
What is your favorite snack? And by the way, if you guys have a favorite snack, drop it down in comments. Stream. We're started. Swipe up.
I don't want to answer now.
Just answer. What's your favorite snack? I'm not gonna let you answer.
You hurt my feelings.
I'm not. How did I hurt your feelings?
You yelled at me.
You are.
You yelled at me. You yelled at me. You yelled at me. Say you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, my favorite snack would probably have to be gummy bears.
Gummy bears?
Yeah. Not worms.
I repeat, not worms.
Not worms.
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears.
Because worms are for Earth.
Yes.
And bears are for big guys like me.
Big boy bears.
Yeah, only like the 15-pound ones.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not talking about like the bags. No. I'm talking about like absolutely like tearing off the man's face with my palm.
Exactly.
And just chowing down on like his ear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack?
Yeah.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, that's why it took me so long to answer.
It's okay.
And you're like, I'm so sorry.
My favorite snack. Well, I'll go off of what you said because you said candy. I'll go off of my favorite yummy thing.
Just snack.
Peach rings.
Peach rings?
Peach
Is that your favorite snack of all time?
I'm just, because you said candy, I don't want to.
Well, because I was just thinking that I eat a shit ton of gummy bears.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my favorite snack
Better
would
be sorry.
probably have to be like
A snack that smiles back.
goldfish, not goldfish.
He said it. He said it. This fucking kid's favorite snack is goldfish.
My favorite snack would probably have to be
Cheez-Its. Cheesy.
Cheez-Its are pretty good. I don't think it would be Cheez-Its though. My favorite snack would
Chuck E. Cheese's belly lint.
probably be tasty cake crimpets. The rectangle ones. They're really good.
I think I can have like one a month of those things.
Why?
Because they get too greasy after a while. And then, like, I've had so many when I was a kid, and I just start to, like, really actually, like, taste all of the, like, non-healthy ingredients. And I'm just like, nah, I don't want it anymore.
Nah. But, yeah, but the reason I brought it up
Goldfish.
is because I was presented with an interesting snack today, to say the least. I've been on a little bit of a health kick recently, you know, trying to lose some weight, get that summer body ready for when quarantine's up, potentially, hopefully.
It's not going to be up.
It's probably not going to be up, but I want to look good. I want to feel good. So, I don't know if it's because of that, or if he just felt like it was a good idea to send me something that was cool. Kind of questionable, but cool. We have some Blue Diamond, non-sponsored. You guys can't see the packaging because it's hella blue light in here. So that all just meshes together. It's Blue Diamond almonds, bold, wasabi, and soy sauce flavor. Now, first, hold on. That's first thoughts?
Yeah.
Sounds gross. Well, we're gonna find that out for anybody who's curious today.
I don't think almonds, wasabi, or soy sauce would go good together.
I don't think so either. But, I mean, if it's flavor, somebody's gotta like it, right?
No. Nobody really has to like anything. I'm sure there's been plenty of projects that, like, literally nobody's liked, not even the creator, and the creator was just like, yeah, this is pretty shit, and just threw it away.
This is pretty shit, but I'm gonna make people buy it anyway. Okay.
You're welcome.
But, we're gonna partake in some of these almonds. See what the his apps are.
The his apps.
The his apps.
What's the fucking gabagoo?
Gabagoo. Alright. First sniff. Kind of smells like socks. Not gonna lie. That was a Marcus sniff for everybody who didn't want to hear that and did. There's a second one, just in case you needed a second one.
I got a slight headache from that.
Good.
They smell like
toes, like untreated, filthy toes.
like processed almonds. They smell like processed almonds.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's I got 4.
You got 4?
I got 4.
You hungry motherfucker.
Just get 2. Just get 2. Just you want to get.
I don't want them out of your hand.
All right. I'm sorry. I was trying to be polite. But I got 4.
I'll match your energy.
They're a little out of the bag. They smell a little bit more like wasabi and soy sauce. They kind of just smell salty.
That's because the almonds are salty.
But anyway, enough with my salty almonds. So, first sniff, what do you think?
They still smell like almonds.
Still smell like almonds. Pretty accurate, if you don't ask me.
Yeah.
All right, I guess down the hatch. Let's partake in the. Not bad. Honest review.
I don't know how to feel about this one.
No? I'm gonna go back
Why
to...
do you guys like this?
Wait, who said that? Daya? Because we are. Don't question.
I don't know. There's like a punch of like wasabi. Like
Wasabi
first taste, as soon as it hits your tongue, is soy sauce.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a punch, like right into your nose of wasabi, and you're just like.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad, but
it's definitely wasabi. You get
taste
wasabi.
it.
Yeah.
You definitely taste wasabi.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's no like aftertaste, like spice to it.
Yeah.
But as you're chewing it, you know, it gives you a little sizzle on your tongue, you know.
Dude, this whole thing is 260 calories.
And then your aftertaste is just some regular old almonds. So if you're really, really trying to get like some soy sauce and wasabi without some sushi taste in your mouth, and you're not allergic to almonds, sorry, Daya. Then I guess I would suggest this to you. Like if you have some like strange fetish for soy sauce and wasabi, go for it.
Go for it,
because like you would get the soy sauce,
bro.
And then I guess if you just wanted to taste wasabi without the absolute like ass whooping of a heat punch you'd get, I guess that's pretty good. Like they're okay.
They're not bad,
but
I'm still eating them.
Why are you still eating them?
They're not that bad. And I'm a fat bitch, so
I'll take more, I guess. It's fine.
But yeah. That was surprisingly okay. Looking at the package, did not think it was going to be the best thing ever. Really questionable, especially for almonds. You would not think of like, oh, let's put wasabi and soy sauce on my almonds and see how they taste. No. Maybe it's like some caramelized almonds, or like some candied almonds.
They're more like wasabi almonds.
Yes. I would say if it was just wasabi almonds, I mean, it still wouldn't, I wouldn't reach for it first on the shelf. Now that I know that they taste pretty good, I mean.
Like I said, like, shit you not, take this as literal as I say it. As soon as it touches your tongue, that is the only time you taste soy sauce.
Yeah.
After that, like even
directly after you taste the soy sauce,
right after you like slosh it to one of the sides of your mouth, that's it. It's just wasabi.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wasabi. So the first contact is soy sauce, and that's it.
Right.
After that, it's like It's like almost breathtaking. The wasabi flavor.
Yeah.
And Daya will never know because she's allergic to almonds.
Yeah, but she can still have soy sauce and wasabi.
Yeah, but she'll never know what they taste like.
Oh, the almonds.
Yes.
Just keep a
Dumbass!
Just keep an EpiPen on standby. It's all right. We'll be all right, right? EpiPen to the thigh. Take the pain away.
Yeah, that or leg will be sore the next like 3 days.
Yeah. EpiPens aren't fun, dude. That needle, I mean, it's not like super long, but like I don't think that would necessarily be fun jamming a fucking goosmagong in your leg every time you have to eat like cherries or something.
Well, she has to be really careful because like you could go to a party and they'd be like, "Oh, here, have this brownie." Like, "Oh, okay." And you're like, "Wait, was there nuts in there?"
Yeah.
I don't know. Text the person who makes it. Yeah. What kind of nuts were in there? Almonds. Well, shit.
Well, shit.
True story.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know what almonds taste like. How do you think I learned I was allergic? No, I'm saying you won't be able to taste the soy sauce and wasabi ones. But yeah, that story I explained happened today. I'm proud of you.
It's okay. But yeah, almonds, right? Some crazy shit.
Sure.
But
Mm-hmm.
I also have another bit
Yep.
of information for you.
Yeah.
And another
Reality. Well, there goes gravity.
question. And another question for you, sir.
Oh my god, all these fucking questions. Go.
I know, I keep badgering you with all these questions.
God!
And this is a fucking podcast.
I can't believe you. Ask.
Just add it.
And it was cookies, not brownies. Whatever, they were close enough.
He couldn't give out the full story. You gotta change it just a little bit. Keep everybody
Exactly.
safe.
Exactly.
But I know this because I'm your best friend.
Uh-huh.
And chat, drop your favorite colors in chat. But what is your favorite?
Did you hear that?
Did those pops come out of your mouth?
I think so, yeah.
Pops came through his mouth while he was cracking his neck. I'm sorry that the camera wasn't... Don't do that. I'm sorry that the camera wasn't on him because people have children at home and they don't want to...
You act like you don't scream during the podcast.
They just don't want...
You act like you don't scream during the podcast.
I didn't say that I didn't scream. And I didn't say that...
so when you scream, it's okay.
No, that's not what I said.
So then why are you telling me not to scream?
Because I haven't screamed yet.
Yes, you have.
Not a lot.
But you still screamed.
All right. Well, as for the both of us, we have to quiet down because of our viewer base. That's fine.
Bitch.
Because there's children that are sleeping.
Your children are sleeping.
My children are not sleeping. They are sleeping right now because they're not born.
Exactly.
Okay. What's your favorite color, sir?
Indigo.
Violet.
Indigo.
Indigo?
No.
Is that factual information?
It's green.
It is green.
Go green,
Thought
baby.
so.
Go green, baby.
And as you guys can tell from my room, I like blue.
No, he actually likes black.
Dude, black's my favorite color. I wear way too much black for a person that loves blue.
You really should have said, as you guys can see from my room, I like orange.
I love yellow, dude. It's my favorite color. You honestly, camera-wise, are a lot more purple than I am.
Am I?
I just have purple on my face, and the rest of me is like...
Excuse me.
So my skin is purple-ish, and the rest of everything else is like the screen color and blue.
How am I more purple than you?
Because you're in the middle of purple everything.
Homie, look at you.
I don't have much in terms of... I only have forward lighting towards my face. I don't have lighting from the sides. You have lighting from right, left, back, and above you. I love you, guy. So did you know that they found a significant finding last year? Do you know?
No.
You didn't know? Oh, awesome. Then I'm going to tell you right now.
I didn't
Then I'm
know they
gonna
had
tell
a
you-
significant finding last year. No, I didn't. You said, did you know
Good.
that they had a
Good.
significant
I
finding
know,
last year?
and I'm
I
gonna
said
answer,
no.
and I'm gonna
Okay.
expand.
Well, I was answering your question. I
Good.
didn't want to be rude.
No, I'm glad you were rude. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
But
I appreciate it too.
as far as we know, blue is a very hard color to naturally occur on our planet.
I thought you were gonna say blue is a very hard R in our planet, and I'm like,
What?
I do not think that one makes sense, sir.
A very hard R in
It's a very hard R.
There's no R in
it's
blue
all
though.
right,
It's
boys.
fine. Blur.
Blur.
You know that color, blur.
What's your favorite color? It's blur.
It's blur. But
Yeah.
as far as our planet is concerned, blue is a very hard element to find naturally occurring in most, if not every, environment. And in terms of pigments of blue, like the pigment of blue in like certain animals and most other observable naturally occurring instances of blue is like the ocean and the sky. Both of those are blue because of refraction, light refraction. And like animals, it's also because of light refraction. It's not actually blue.
Okay.
And when it comes to pigments, yes, you can find colors like
Yep.
think of Minecraft, right? Like how if you have like yellow flowers, red flowers, white flowers, any color of flowers, you can turn them into like a dye, right?
Okay.
So that's like you can find naturally occurring dyes of most colors in nature besides blue. Blue is probably is the rarest color to find naturally occurring. Until 2019, where they found a new...
So they had a discovery 2 years ago.
Yes.
Not a year ago.
It wasn't... Yes. It was
Yeah.
near the end of 2019.
Are you sure about that?
Let me check. It's right here.
I gotta make sure.
Well, yeah. I gotta make sure that everybody's got the right information.
Wait,
know?
hold on. How is blue not naturally occurring if the ocean is naturally blue?
I just explained that.
And the sky is blue.
Because of I just said both of those things.
I know. I was testing your knowledge.
All right, good. Sorry. This was actually a couple months into quarantine.
Oh, so it was 2020.
No, it wasn't 2020. I lied. It was May of 2019.
That's not a couple months.
I
into
know.
quarantine.
I know. I was testing your knowledge.
You lied a couple different times. You said, it's actually towards the end of 2019.
Yeah. See?
Oh, really?
That's why I gotta check myself.
Yeah. Fact check.
But yes. It's
Yep.
Okay, so
No.
it's called yin. It's spelled YLNMN. It's either that or YINMN. Blue was created in 2009, and that was the first inorganic blue pigment in more than 200 years that had been made. And then another 10 years later, they stumbled upon this naturally occurring blue.
I know what YLMN means. You like my nice blue?
honestly, that fits. So if it doesn't, I'm gonna be really sad.
Dude, I'm telling you. YLMN. You like my nice blue?
I like it. I like it.
That's why it's not called an actual word.
I really like it.
They were like,
Honestly.
can I choose the name for the blue?
Yes.
And the parent was like, sure, Timmy, go ahead. He said, YLMN. Whoa, Jimmy, what does that stand for? You like my nice blue?
Yes. We love your nice blue.
Thank you.
But then, yeah, Jimmy and his blue.
Jimmy's mom has got it going. Jimmy's mom has got it going on.
Oh, so this was found. Oh, yeah.
Actually, in 2018. Sorry.
No. Oh, wow. It says here that blue orchids have usually been artificially dyed. So some flowers that are blue are artificially dyed to make it look blue.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I didn't know about. That's cool. I mean, it kind of figures, because, like, even if you think, like, back in school, like, if you ever did that, like, celery lab in science class, or even high school if you did it, you literally just put, like, red food dye and water into a glass. Or, actually, you know what? A better example for our older listeners, think about a Bloody Mary. If you put celery into your Bloody Mary, what goes up into the celery? Whatever's in your drink. Same thing. So if you put, I mean, they do it with roses all the time. So, I mean, I guess it kind of figures. So if you put a white rose into pigmented water, it'll turn the petals into red or blue or green or, you know, etc. Whatever you put into the water. It kind of figures because the way that plants work. If you guys remember the biology class, not biology. Is it biology? What about that be considered biology, right?
I have no idea.
Science.
Science rules.
Exactly.
Bill Nye probably said it.
But
Bill.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
damn, that honestly, that kind of
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill.
Bill Nye. Science rules.
I'm glad that you're getting into a vibe with Bill Nye.
Hey man.
You know what, Bill
He's
Nye?
old and
you know
curses
what,
now.
You know what? Yeah, he fucking does,
Yeah.
dude. Bill Nye is a savage.
Yeah.
That man, he went from middle school heartthrob, total dad material, to awesome old guy in a matter of snap of our fingers.
In a matter of aging.
In a matter of aging.
He got old and he was just still awesome because he was Bill Nye the Legend.
Exactly. I mean, we were even watching old episodes of Bill Nye. I think Bill Nye stopped.
They stopped.
Right, they stopped before. So he was probably already looking a little older as we were going through school.
He was already pretty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was already pretty wrinkly when we were watching. So,
I wouldn't say
he was wrinkly.
wrinkly.
He was
I would
wrinkly.
say
He
he's-
was wrinkly.
I would say he's probably in like his 30s, 40s,
He was pretty wrinkly.
late 30s.
He was pretty wrinkly. That's just what I remember, at least. I remember looking at him like, why is this fucking guy so goddamn wrinkly?
That's what you were thinking.
Yes.
That's what you were thinking in
Yes.
science class
Yes.
while watching Bill Nye. Why is this guy so wrinkly? Not why is he talking about the atmosphere right now?
No.
Why do I need to learn about these boulders?
Nope.
Why do I need to learn about the Earth's tectonic plates and how the mantle isn't actually the mantle because they don't actually know about...
Nope.
It's just, why is this man so wrinkly?
Do you see the difference between our minds now?
Yes, I completely understand the difference between how both of our brains work.
Do you see how like chilled out I am and how like fucking
Yes,
overstressed and anxious you are?
precisely. We were having a conversation about this
Yeah.
before the podcast started about how
How he needs to chill the fuck out. He is too stressed and worried about everything.
literally everything and anything.
Relax. I'm worried about Bill Nye's fucking wrinkles. You're worried about everything in the goddamn episode and the extra that's running in the back. Like, oh, is he okay? Does he need water? Did he brush his teeth? Did he floss? Did he go to the dentist in the last 3 months? Did he get a haircut? That's what you worry about.
That's what
I'm worried about his wrinkles. And you're worried about like everything else. It's okay though. It's okay.
Most of the time, I'm worried about everything else.
It's okay.
I try to make it that way, so that I don't miss out or forget anything.
Sometimes
but most
you
of
should
the time
really.
I forget shit anyway.
You should really just worry about the wrinkles.
Honestly, dude, if I worried about the wrinkles more often, I would probably be better off.
Yeah? You see how I am?
I'd probably be better off.
Yeah.
I'd probably be better off.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm turning the sensitivity back up a little bit.
Turning it back up. Ooh, I sound spicy.
You do sound spicy.
I sound so spicy.
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 The juicy.
That's so juicy.
Juicy. Okay.
We really went on a tangent about Bill Nye.
We really did. I mean, it doesn't really matter because he's involved with science and stuff. Bill Nye actually kind of taught me a lot about. Taught everybody a lot about how like the world works, like in a good way that. At least most of the time, you were like occasionally peeking in on what he was actually saying instead of just staring at the person that's in front of you. And worrying about his fucking wrinkles.
I was about to say, I feel like this is very directed towards me right now.
I wasn't. It sounded like it. And then I was like, all right, he's smiling, so it must. I guess that's what I'm sounding like. Yeah.
Bro, because he's like, you once in a while actually paid attention during the episode and didn't just fucking look at him and observe his fucking wrinkles on his face. And I'm like, you see.
About that.
About that one. I don't remember. I really don't remember half the episodes. Not gonna lie.
I don't think I remember any episodes in particular, but there's a lot of stuff.
I remember he did like a domino effect thing, and it was like it went from like a ping pong ball to like a bowling ball to like a yoga ball to like a weighted ball, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and then he like killed himself with it. But then he didn't kill himself with it. He got crushed by one, I think, and then he was like. Wow. And kept going.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
One more time for the camera?
No.
For the views. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yep.
The second one, not the first one, the second one.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Bill Nye.
The science guy.
Bill.
Nye, the science guy.
You know what Bill Nye taught us about light refraction and why the sky is blue? This is why I got told that I had to tell you to be quiet.
Who said that?
I can't say.
Who said that?
I can't say.
Yeah, because you messed up already and said, this is why I got told to tell you to be quiet. You weren't even supposed to say that, so now you got to spill the tea. Who said to tell me to be quiet?
I didn't necessarily get told that you had to be quiet. I had to get told that I got told that I get.
Yeah.
You were using as an example of why we're loud on stream. because of the distance. So, like, usually you're supposed to, you have your mic, here or whatever. I like to have it a little bit more distance. You have your mic right here against your face, right? And you speak extremely loud sometimes. Other times, not so much. But sometimes you speak really loud. And it peaks this mic over here. I can see the red thing flashing, right? Not right now. But in our example. Right?
I'm listening.
And the children. That was another part of what I was told. You're really staring at me right now. I'm getting a little nervous. I feel like I'm gonna get attacked when I go to sleep now. Who was it? Who said it? Exactly. I want you guys to look at this guy. This is why we're talking. But
they probably can't even see it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Nah. They can see your whole crotch though. Your whole inner thigh is happening right now.
Inner thigh out for Harambe.
Exactly.
Inner thigh out for Harambe. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Harambe.
I miss it so much.
Yep.
Harambe.
Harambe. Harry Bay.
Harambe.
Haribo.
Those are for gummy bears.
Oh my god, imagine
Full
if there
circle.
was gummy gorillas.
I think those are a thing.
Haribo gummy gorillas.
Gummy gorillas.
They fuck up the spelling. Harambe gummy gorillas.
Dude, speaking of gummies.
Gummies.
The Scooby-Doo gummies. Tell me you had those when you were a kid.
I had every kind of fucking gummy.
Dude, the Scooby-Doo gummies were by far the best gummies I've ever had. Fruit snacks that I've ever had. And they recently changed the most bomb flavor out of all of the gummy bears. And it was the opaque blue one.
Okay.
It's no longer opaque. It's just regular blue. But the opaqueness gave it like this specific texture that was like unmatched by any of the other gummy flavors.
It probably made people sick.
I don't think it...
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yep. You better stop your sentence right there. Skirt, skirt. Stop in your tracks. Stop in your tracks. Stop in your tracks, because you know what's up, my dude.
What's up, my dude?
You know what's up, my dude.
My dude?
Let's go, Steven. Yes.
Yes, okay. You know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
All I heard was, you know who Tyson is?
Do you know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
No.
He's like the Black Bill Nye. Oh, pretty much. That's how people describe him.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Dude. So anyway, let's get past that. So
I'm sorry.
So
I'm glad that he actually that they stepped up and did that. Although I feel like he should have gotten more fame from that, and I feel like I should have known who it was.
Neil deGrasse Tyson? Well, he's not. He isn't like a legitimate. Like, he didn't have his own show or like anything like that. He's just a really he's a world-renowned astrophysicist.
Oh wait.
Space.
Yeah. I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's so much better than Bill Nye.
He's a prick though. Not like a prick in terms of like outwardly like
he played
being an asshole to people.
He played God in Logic's album.
Yeah, he did. Yep, that was him.
Dude, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's really funny, and there's a really big meme base for him, like a lot of memes.
He has a really nice voice.
Yeah, he also had a show. It was Cosmos. It was out a while ago.
I don't think I've
it was
seen it.
canceled. I don't think I did either.
But I definitely know who you're talking about.
But yeah, he's just a really he's like a world-renowned astrophysicist that's done a lot of work in terms of like
Dude, he knows a lot.
Yeah,
He knows a lot.
and he explains it in a really captivating way.
He explains it to where it's like really, really understandable, and it's not like confusing or like he missed a couple parts. Like
He puts things in perspective for everybody to understand.
Yes, he does that in a really good way too. I really enjoy watching his. He's on TikTok now too.
He is on TikTok. He answers a lot of scientific questions
a
on there.
lot, dude, and he like makes fun of people while doing it too. He's like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And starts going into it. I'm like,
The only reason, like, he's really funny and he's a really cool dude. The only reason that I said that he was like a little bit of a prick is because, like, when it comes to explaining things, he explains things like a professor does in the regard that he's not used to getting interrupted. So if you're having like an interview or like a conversation with him or doing a podcast or something, like he'll go on like his tangents like I do, but he won't let you butt in. And he'll keep going, right? Like he'll stop, right, for like a couple seconds and just be like, well, and like keep regurgitating the entire like existence of like why farts don't mess with the ozone layer.
I'm gonna ask him that, and he's gonna answer it.
Because
Yeah.
Well, did you know that like
No, I didn't know
livestock?
that. That's really crazy.
Livestock, specifically like cows and pigs, contribute a very large portion of methane that affects the atmosphere.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, it contributes to the greenhouse gases.
Mm.
And it's also up there with none other, right? The top 3 reasons, I know at least the top 2. That's one of them, and the other one right up next to it is pollution from like
Vehicles.
like vehicles and factories, stuff like that. Yeah.
Vehicles.
Neil's pretty cool though. He's pretty cool.
Why do we say vehicle? Why?
Because that's how it's
isn't it-
spelled.
Why isn't it vehicle?
Ve.
Because like, take away the V, it's EH, right? That's eh.
Yeah, but once you put all that together, because the vowel attaches
Vehicle.
the vowel attaches itself to the V, because there's another consonant after it that has a vowel attached to that.
Vehicle.
So V, right? Ve, without the HI, the rest of the word. When you put the HI next to it, the E becomes a short E. So it's the V, and then HI is he, col. So CLE, and it finishes off the word.
Vehicle.
Which is also why it's not vehicle.
Vehicle. Right?
I don't know. Grammar is so
Yeah.
weird, honestly. Like, I
Vehicle.
took the English language in general is one of the most, if not the most confusing language ever. Because we have like conjunctions and words that all sound the same but mean different things. And then we have like weird rules for like how certain characters work in our are words where, like, in one word it'll be like, okay, it perfectly matches the rules, but like in another word it looks like it perfectly matches the rules, but it sounds completely different because it's different letters put together, but it's the same concept.
Like there and there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? We'll never know. But English language. What would you think about, like, what? One thing I've always wanted to learn about is, like, the science, like the in-depth science behind, like, the butterfly effect. Do you know what the butterfly effect is?
Like symmetry, you mean?
Not necessarily symmetry. So the easiest way to explain it is for every action there's a reaction. And the butterfly effect uses that phrase in a very specific instance, and that instance is the manipulation of time. So when it comes to, you know, like if you want to change something from the past, right? In most movies, it's like, all right, well, it's changed and something in the future is different, right? So you can change that you know, you can change like one thing in the past. Like there was a really good movie that kind of did it. It was really, really, really good. The lead actor, I can't remember his name. It was the Kelso from That 70s Show. He was the main character, and his character as a kid, he ended up going back in time, and he could change like one event or like a traumatic event from like back in when he was a kid. And one of those traumatic events was him and his friends, or like his brother or one of his friends, put like an it was like I think it was a bomb, or like it was like some, like, it was supposed to scare a lady and like blow up her mailbox, but the lady came out with like a baby, right, and was about to open up the mailbox, and they were both gonna die, because in like his original life, what he didn't do was step in, and the fucking lady died and her baby died, and he never said anything about it, right? So then he went back, saved the lady, right? And when he showed back up in his like present, he woke up in a hospital bed with no arms and no legs.
That's because he stepped in.
Because he stepped in and did something. Now he grew up as a paraplegic. So, you know, if you change one small thing, no matter how insignificant you think it is or how significant it is, the more significant it is, the more drastic the change is going to be. That's the general concept of the butterfly effect. I'm gonna look up like an actual definition so I can kind of sum it up. That was kind of a ramble.
No, I mean, it's right. Like it's crazy to think about. It's like, you know, what if like none of the presidents were actually executed or like assassinated? You know.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's a lot. Okay, so the general concept, the butterfly effect is the idea that small things can have non-linear impacts on a complex system, which basically means that a small thing or a small change can have a non-linear impact. So non-linear is obviously if you're traveling on a straight line. If it's non-linear, it's no longer a straight line. Okay? So it basically means if you change something small, your straight line is going to diverge into a lot more straight lines. So you could have an infinite amount of possibilities of outcomes from this small thing that you changed. You know, that's the butterfly effect. It's like if you touch a mirror, right? And if you touch that mirror too hard, it's gonna break, right? So if you break that mirror from that one point that you touched that mirror, right? Think about how many lines. If you completely shatter your mirror and spider crack it all across the entire mirror, those are all of the possibilities. Infinite possibilities, but that's the concept. That one point can shatter out into all of these different spider webs. And when it comes to changing time or changing anything in your day-to-day life, right? It can completely steer you off into any of those directions. But my question to you is, if there was one instance that you could change, right? Thinking about like that butterfly effect, that butterfly effect theory, like what would you think about? You don't necessarily have to say what instance you would change, but how does it make you feel that changing one thing from your past can cause so many different futures?
I mean, I feel like I would be more interested than scared. Like, I wouldn't change
Well, interested in what?
Like, there's certain possibilities that I like were just kind of letting go from me in my past, I guess. That I could have like worked harder on, and like if I would have changed like just one thing, it would have like made me work harder on it.
Right.
So I don't know. I would be more interested than like concerned about like how it would have changed. Well,
interested in would you? So okay. I think it would be a little bit easier to make this decision if you could observe things first, right?
Yeah.
Because most of the time, like, say if you're going to buy something, you're not exactly just going to want somebody to come up to you on the street and be like, hey, do you want a 65-inch TV that I just got from such and such? Well, where's the TV? How does it look? Does it work? Is it shattered? You kind of want to see the TV before you buy it. So if you're going to change something, especially from your past, knowing this whole scatter effect, it's kind of scary, especially when you don't have the option to see what happens first.
I mean, I would still do it. Like if I was given the option, I would still do it.
Right.
But might just be me.
Well, no, I don't think it's just you. I think it's a fairly common thing, because I mean I would be a victim to that too. I would be more than happy to go back into my past and change certain things. I think it's just a way of looking at it, like is where I am now worth the risk of changing? Even like I'm already here. I'm already where I want to be right now, today, right? And through all that shit's already happened, how different am I gonna be if I change any one of those things? Especially if it's super significant in my life. Like one of those times that I got like really in trouble for something, or like got a detention at school, or like whatever it was, like got into an accident, right? Like if you changed not getting into an accident, what would have happened?
I mean, that's like, at that point, it's like avoiding death. Or like trying to cheat. Like, I don't know, like let's just say you so happen to have died in that accident. And it was like one of your last like dying wishes or like dying grants was to change one thing that happened.
Yeah.
That's like cheating death. That means like you're ultimately supposed to die.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily. I mean, yeah. It's just a tricky subject, cuz like there's so many things that you would want to change, and that like off the cuff, like if you were asked, like, you know, if you would want to go back, like, say you got arrested, right? If somebody had gotten arrested and it completely changed the rest of their life, right? And it was just one stupid mistake that cost them, like, 10 years in prison, say.
Well, I mean, that's what it mainly is for a lot of people, to be honest.
Right, but, like, what else could have happened if they wouldn't have gone to prison? You know? Like, if they go back and like, cause, like, something to, like, let them skate by, right? What says, like, in a week or two, you know, they don't, like, walk outside and get shot and die anyway. Or, like, just die. Or, like, they you know, something bad happens to them versus something good. You know?
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Not even knowing the risk of something bad or something good coming out of that one thing that you change is something that I would mostly be concerned about. Like, what is the risk factor of, like, good outcome versus bad outcome of me changing this thing in my life? You know?
Yeah.
What can actually happen? Because, like I said, think about a shattered mirror. Think about all of those lines that are all shattered across the mirror from the one point that you poked at it and shattered it from. Those are that's just a small peek into what it could look like to have so many outcomes or so many paths from one point. Just one.
Well, I mean, think about it. What if COVID never happened?
If COVID never happened, there would be... Dude. Dude, life would be 1,000% different. Like,
Exactly.
1,000% different. Especially for me. I think this podcast would have started months ago. This podcast probably would have started before the end of last year.
If COVID never happened, we would both be in a very different place.
Literally.
I would have never met most of the people that I'm working with to this day. I would have never met my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I would have never met, like, half the people I know now.
You know what? Who says that this fucking podcast would have even started?
I don't know how long you had this in planning. I mean, I knew I would have been streaming, but I don't know if it would have been for that long. And, like,
I had been
technically
planning...
I wouldn't have a single out right now because we would have never, you know, we probably would have never have done this.
I had to at least been talking about the podcast, at least talking about it, halfway through senior year.
So pretty much after COVID hit. Because halfway through senior year, I was gonna say
not senior year. I was at least talking about it. I'd say probably like halfway through junior year. I was talking about it, and I slowly started to get equipment. Like, I got my condenser, my audio input, and like a bunch of other little stuff. I think I got a couple mics that Christmas. And then I was planning on starting it that January or so, because we had just started school. Yeah, that was after that Christmas. So then leading up into senior year was when I was trying to get, like, everything together. So, like, I don't know how to lay out this timeline. I think I got the equipment Christmas of junior year. So at the beginning of junior year, sorry. That Christmas, I had gotten, like, the idea together, like, I want to do something. And I slowly started to trickle equipment in past that point. So this has been in the pipeline for a little bit. But most of everything came together, like the logo, creating the, you know, doing all of, like, the website, like, not the website work, but, like, the channel work. Everything that actually went in happened through COVID. Like, the setup happened through COVID. all of these cameras happened through COVID and Christmas and all of that time leading up. Like, I had a couple things here and there, and I had like a plan, but everything changed. Everything changed. My living situation changed. I started college. I started a new job. A bunch of things changed. I got into a long-term relationship at the time. Like, a lot of stuff was going on. A lot of stuff still is going on, and COVID is even over. It seems like we're still at the start,
Yeah, that's what's really the shame, honestly. Like people are like, oh, hopefully quarantine. It's not gonna end. The only way it's gonna end is how the flu ended, and it never ended. Like, people still to this day have to get the flu shot.
right?
It's just gonna be like another
Well, the only
shot
reason
we're
that
gonna have to get
the only
eventually.
reason that we have to get a flu shot every year, if you do get a flu shot every year, I personally don't get a flu shot every year, just because like it's the flu. Like, you're gonna get it if somebody has it around you anyway. So, I've never gotten it. I've only gotten the flu, I think, once or twice ever. Really not that big of a deal. But the only reason that we have like new flu shots every year is because the flu mutates every year, and they give you a new strain to defend from. So,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as we know right now, COVID is already, mutated once. Who says it's not going to mutate again?
Well, it's already been mutating. It's already been mutating. It's been scientifically proven that it's mutated multiple times already.
It's been scientifically speculated, highly speculated, that COVID was not naturally progressed through its evolution cycle. It was genetic. People believe, there's no substantiated claims, but it is highly speculated and kind of obvious that it was genetically modified from the start. This came from a lab that they were testing this thing, this virus that had previously had multiple health violations and violations in terms of safety. This is a level 5 disease research center that let this thing loose, which is why, like, Trump was saying, oh, this is the Chinese virus. He wasn't wrong. It came from that general area. So, I mean, yeah, he was being a little insensitive, but he wasn't necessarily wrong, because it did come from that part of Asia. It came from a certain area in China. It's a Chinese disease. But anyway, it's not, that's the whole thing, like, why, anyway. But it's crazy. COVID's crazy. But I don't think I would necessarily go back and change COVID, Like, if I could go to that research site and, like, stop whatever happened from happening, I don't know. I mean, obviously I would stop it because there's lots of people that passed away due to this virus, and it's really unfortunate. And if I could stop that part of it, absolutely I would do anything I could. But in terms of life events and struggles and things that we're going through right now, I think most people, as long as you were generally sane throughout this, as long as you come out on the other side of whatever happens, throughout the rest of this COVID stretch, and whoever, whatever the case is, as long as you can get through this with your head high, I think most people are coming out the other side a different person, and I wouldn't necessarily say a worst person, worse person, not worst, worse person. most people, because they've been, I mean, at least from what I've observed, most people in terms of what they've been doing during COVID, mostly spending time with the people that they live with. If you live with people, I mean, especially for us, you know, most of the time we're with people in the house. You develop those relationships a little bit more. You know, you get to know what it feels like to actually live around other people. Because most people just take advantage of it. And it's like, yeah, I have people that I live with, but I'm not necessarily living with them all the time. Now we're forced to do that shit, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, like, it gives a different perspective to everything, but I mean, I don't know,
I mean, would you change COVID?
I don't know if I'd want to with all, like, the friendships and connections that I made.
Right, it's hard. It's hard to make that decision.
Like, there's the timing of COVID. I would change by like 2 weeks.
Literally 2 weeks. Legitimately
2 weeks.
Legitimately 2 weeks. That would have been perfect. Would have been so perfect. I would have paid money. I would have paid more money than I lost for that short period of time.
Yeah.
To push COVID 2 more weeks.
Yep.
Why would you push for? I know the both of us know why, but for the people that are watching, why would you push COVID 2 weeks for us?
So 2 weeks before our senior trip, we had a 2-week break for COVID, and we thought it was amazing. You know, we were like, great, 2-week break, then we go right on a senior trip, and then we're done. Right, then it's like, whatever, we go back to school. No, that 2-week break came up the very next day. We were supposed to go to school, and then the day after that, we were supposed to do our senior trip. Everybody wakes up for school, and the schools are called. It's like, yo, y'all are shut down. Y'all ain't doing this. Y'all are not, going in. We're, staying here, doing this, doing that. No, it's not happening. And it was heartbreaking. You know, we had all this time prepping and planning and time spent into it. For it all just be canceled just like that. Like we had a spring break, and then it just got canceled within seconds.
Yeah, everything got canceled.
It was just
the senior trip, spring break.
It was really bad.
I think it was so when we left. So we left on a Friday. That following week would have been the last week leading up to senior trip. We would have left that Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, then we would have wanted to push it a month back.
No, 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, because we had that 2-week grace period. Then we were supposed to go back to school, but then we didn't. So if we had that 2-week grace period again,
trip, we
would have missed our senior trip. So we would have wanted to push it a month back.
Okay. So then, at least a month back, and we would have basically gotten all of the
because we would have came back, and it would have been like, hey, don't come back to school.
Yeah, because the vid.
Dude, I was so excited for that trip.
I think everybody was. Me, Nick, you, and Chris. The 4 of us were gonna get lightsabers. That's the only thing that I was legitimately looking forward to.
I was just looking forward to the experiences we were gonna have, the half an hour we were gonna have to go fuck around after everything, even if we did want to do that.
Right.
you know, just the experiences of going and seeing everything and having to do these scavenger hunts all day. And, like, even if I did get burnt really bad, like, tiring myself up from, like, 8 a.m. to, like, 10 p.m., being out all day, like, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm, like...
I think all of us would have. It's an experience that, for generations, a senior trip. I'm not saying a Disney trip, but a senior thing in general is usually what happens at the end of high school. That's what your teachers like tell you to look forward to.
A senior celebration.
A senior anything. Senior picnic, hyped up. Senior trip, hyped up. Everything that has senior on it is hyped up, because that's what your 4 years of education is leading up to. That last day of senior year, or that day of senior picnic, you know,
Yeah.
or spring break, or the $1,600 that you blow on Disney, and then go to Disney and spend like $500 on stuff at Disney, you know.
Yeah, well,
It's the memories in between point A, first day of senior year, to point B, last day of senior year.
yeah,
It's that experience that was so, like, pushed and fed to us for so long. The most disappointing part was doing all of that work for what seems like absolutely nothing.
yeah. I feel like I could have spent, like, quarantine or COVID a little bit better, at least last year. I mean, obviously, like, still quarantine, still COVID.
Right.
Obviously, I can still change that, but, like, it just feels like things are different now. Like, when things were first closed, like, I could have really jumped on top of stuff. I could have really started to get started and get going on stuff that I wanted to do. Like, I could have started streaming more. I could have.
We both could have. I
Like-
think it was. I mean, I'm going to speak for myself. I don't want to speak for the both of us, but, like, at least for me, like, through the end of senior year, I was like mildly motivated to do work. I at least got enough work done to get through the end of the year and graduate. That was my goal. I needed that graduation, you know?
Yeah.
Because if I didn't graduate, it was going to be like, yeah. I didn't want to be a super senior.
I would have felt really, 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 really embarrassed if I was somebody to not graduate because of, like, something stupid.
Right. And honestly, there was no excuse to, like, why people shouldn't at least pass during COVID, because
Yeah.
you had access to free answers.
I was gonna say, I think
don't
we were.
encourage cheating, but, like, at some points, teachers were encouraging you to use the internet while you were at home.
I think we were really the only class that was able to utilize that as much, because they were still trying to work out the kinks of everything, and even they didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
It was more of just like, hey, we kind of got this on the fly. Go ahead and do it real quick, and then we'll put some grades in, and then that'll be it. And it's really rough to try and do that for, seniors. Like you're supposed to be wrapping it up, giving them these final assignments that are mostly hands-on.
Right.
And, like,
if you smell that, I'm so sorry. It was
Yeah.
really bad.
For me, with culinary, I was supposed to have so many hands-on projects. I was supposed to make so much food.
Senior year is where you
And
make basically all the, like, the confectionaries and everything.
I had, for a final project, which was literally like 75% of my entire grade, I had to make like a 5-course meal. I had to make a couple different breakfasts, I had to make like 3 different like entrees. I had to make a couple appetizers, and then I had to do like desserts and I think like 2 cakes.
Yeah.
And like how hands-on that is and how much experience that could have been.
Well, I mean,
Like-
we were both supposed to get things at the end of our senior year. So you were supposed to get a certification at the end of your course. You already have Serve Safe, which is like it basically means that you can work in any kitchen pretty much.
Yeah.
But you were also supposed to get something else. No.
I don't think so. I think our only certification was a Serve Safe.
Was okay. Well, I mean, at least for me, I was supposed to get something else. A lot of other shops were supposed to. Sorry, to preface this, I don't know if we've talked about it before, but we went to a vocational school, a trade school, instead of regular high school. So we had a specific course or trade that you went into, and that was your major for the 4 years that you were in school. And because you choose a trade and you get actual experience through those, you get certifications and licenses and stuff. Depending, obviously depending on what you go in, you get more, more pieces of paper than other shops. But for my specific shop, you're supposed to get certified in the softwares that we were using in class. And you were also supposed to get a bigger certification called the NOCTI. You take the NOCTI test, which is basically it's a half practical, half on paper test. So it's graded based off of your performance on a project that you're given with specific instructions. And like how you do all those things, and you're graded on a project, and you have to take a test, and you get a bigger certification. I didn't get that because they can't. They were talking about getting rid of the NOCTI test to begin with, and roll out like some kind of other certification or something else that was like either easier or similar to the NOCTI the year that we were leaving.
Yeah.
But I would have most likely been able to take the NOCTI and gotten that piece of paper, but we left. Like, we got nothing. And I was also supposed to renew all of my certifications, which, if I'm not mistaken, they're up this year, or at least 2 of them are. 2 of my certifications are no good at the end of, or like middle or end of this year. I got certified in Adobe After Effects, Premiere, and Photoshop. My Photoshop and my Premiere certifications are going to be no good by I want to say like maybe middle of this year. And my my third certification is no good the following year, because the certifications are only good for 3.
Then it's very different between entertainment tech and culinary. My Serve Safe is going to be good until 2024. So I still have a good amount of ways until I have to go and actually get that renewed.
Yeah.
And it's really not hard.
It doesn't sound hard. Like, as long as you know like the general basics, you could probably get through it.
You gotta know stuff to run a restaurant to get it.
Right.
Like, you need to know what kind of flooring. You need to know temperatures for foods,
Right.
temperatures for the fridges. You need to know the food danger zone. You need to know like a lot.
Right. So you need to know a lot of numbers and stuff, and you got through that.
Yeah.
That's honestly that's the difference between like picking more of like like I don't think mine is necessarily like a normal trade. It's more of like a niche or an interest like graphic design. Graphic design and my shop were pretty much like lumped together. Not necessarily because we did the same thing, but because most people thought we did the same thing. But either way, neither of our shops were necessarily like sought after all the time. Like, yes, of course, you're going to need a graphic designer if you want to make something, like a sign or a logo or something like that. You get a professional to do that. And if you need to work like a camera or know how to, light something professionally or edit something professionally, go to my shop. Pretty good at it. But people, when you think about vocational schools, you mostly think about welders, carpenters, mechanics, chefs, like seamstresses from like fashion, stuff like that. You don't necessarily think about like the other stuff. So like you had you had a safe certification, which is kind of funny because it's serve safe. You had a safe certification in the fact that like nobody's necessarily gonna like stop wanting food.
Yeah.
So like you're kind of set in that regard, and your certification is set until you said 2024.
Yeah.
Or around there, whenever you got time, no matter what.
Plenty.
But when it comes to like the more nichey, like shops per se, it's not necessarily a safe shop, if that makes sense. It's like if it's hot, you can get a job in it. Like if I had gotten through all of my certifications and I renewed everything, right, which is what you're supposed to do senior year as well. You're supposed to renew all of your certifications before you leave and get that extra fourth certification, right? If I would have renewed all of my certifications and had my NOCTI, I would have been able to get a job in broadcasting probably no problem, at least something low level. I could go to a local news station or go to Philly, which is right across the bridge over there, and apply for a job at, Fox News or NBC Studios or something along those lines and probably get something in terms of broadcasting. But because nothing got finished and COVID happened and I never got to now I have to go out on my own time if I want to redo those certifications. I have to go on my own time, train myself, redo all of those certification tests somewhere. Probably have to pay to do those tests because I can't just get the software. And try and redo all of those things. And I can't get the NOCTI again. So I would have to go probably through college courses or a certification course through some kind of broadcasting training or something to get something substantial to get a job.
Yeah, for me, for the serve safe, like I automatically didn't have a choice. Like I was gonna have to go and redo it myself since of how long that certification is.
Yeah.
And I almost am certain I can remember them telling us like, yo, you have to pay money to
Oh yeah, no doubt.
to redo it. So it's just a whole bunch of like you're an adult now. You can go do this yourself.
Right, but I mean, I'm thinking like if you have that serve safe and you're in a kitchen practicing those skills all the time and you have some money, I don't think it's necessarily going to be like too hard to redo the tests after even if you got a job in a kitchen this year. In 4 years, if you did it for 4 years, you can probably do the test again.
No doubt. And even with cooking, it's not like you kind of just forget those skills. Like the way that they taught is like it's just like drilled into your head. Like
muscle memory.
I had to make dinner for my mom, my girlfriend, and then my mom's boyfriend a little while ago. And instead of just like making dinner, I actually like plated it and used my knowledge from culinary to actually like plate it and make it look good.
Right.
So the dish I made was salmon, rice, and stir fry.
Mm-hmm.
So all I did is when I was finished cooking everything. Sorry. I put the salmon on to the side of the plate. Then I got like a very, very tiny cup so I could fill the rice up. And then I made sure it was nice packed in there. Flipped the cup over, flicked the sides of the cup, and lifted it up and made like a nice like
Little
pyramid form.
Yeah.
And then I put the stir fry across the plate. So what they look for is color, height, and then obviously like taste and you know. And like looks, like does it look appealing? So you know, I try to keep it that way, and you know, everybody that I made it for was like, this looks really good. And then by the time I sat down and like finished plating my own food,
yeah, it was already gone.
Everybody was done.
Yeah.
So it was like, I guess they liked it.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
but it's just something that you always like remember how to do, and it's really nice, honestly. Like after cooking that one meal, I've been motivated again to start cooking, which is I guess kind of why when I brought up the food truck thing the other night, that's why I kind of got motivated into doing it, because of the way that they like their eyes lit up, and like they just kind of went silent, and I'm like, quiet table, and that must mean it's good.
Yeah.
You
It's probably sad. I mean, I could only imagine how satisfying it feels. I mean, I could only relate it to how, you know, like a finished video would feel, like in terms of like me editing for somebody in a project of theirs and giving it to them and them being, you know, wow, this is great. I love these edits and I like the credits and I like how this looks and everything like that. It's that, I think it is that wow factor, that not necessarily that you hear, but that you see on the people's faces. It's really satisfying.
you know what it really is? It's for me. It's a feeling of achievement. You know, like, wow, I really achieved.
Like you accomplished this, yeah.
Yeah, and did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, I always want to. If I learn something for so long, obviously people are going to have expectations. And I want to meet the expectations.
Yeah.
So, like,
You're going to want to show off what you've been doing.
exactly. So, if you ask me to cook you something, I'm not just going to, you know, just cook it and then whip it on a plate and give it to you.
Yeah. I don't
You know.
necessarily think you're going to, if you're going to learn something for that long and you have people rooting for you the entire time.
You might as well utilize the, you know, your skills.
Yeah, show off what the fuck you've been doing.
And that's like, I see myself doing that like a lot more. Like, I'm obviously going to start actually cooking from home.
Yeah.
And then to whomever I have to feed, I'm actually going to like plate it and make it look really good.
Yeah.
Because it's not about how expensive it is or how much you make it out to be, or, you know, how much it costs. It's just the time and effort that makes the little things rich, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually take time and plate your food and make sure there's, you know, it's evenly colored and it has enough height if it needs height, or like, this is just my reference because this is what I learned. And,
no, it's
you know,
okay. I think it's just the best way to say it is like it's the craft itself that keeps giving back to you.
yeah, like I can, like, you can make the most out of anything if you just put in the time to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't even necessarily think, the people that, I think as long as you're personally satisfied with the end result, I don't think anything else matters. I mean, unless you're doing something for somebody, and at that point, if you're doing something for someone or for a group of people, as long as they're satisfied, with the outcome, I think that's what matters.
the way that I see it is the extra 5 steps that you need to take to make it a 5-course meal, to make it a painting that belongs in a museum, to make it a video that deserves 10 million views, to make it, a designer product that deserves millions of dollars brought into it. You just need to actually take that time and do it.
Yeah.
Like, I painted something the other day, and it kind of looked like shit. And I'm like, fuck it. I fucked up a little bit, so I'm just going to outline it.
Right.
And that outline changed the entire look of the painting.
Right.
That gives you so much control from your fuck-ups to make it look like it was meant to happen.
Right.
And I think that's, like, that also can tie into graffiti, and that's why some graffiti looks really good and some graffiti doesn't.
Right.
Because even after you finish your main product, you still want to go back and clean up your lines
Right.
with a different color to make it look more solid. And that, like, I've always wanted to do graffiti, so I've been watching, like, graffiti videos and everything. And you never really understand why they do the things that they do until you do it yourself and go, wow. Like, you just experience it. So, like, taking that extra mile really does help.
Yeah.
In perfecting your craft and doing what you do best.
Yeah. You put it pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good. What do you guys think? It's pretty good. For once, I'm not the one rambling. That was a really good. That wasn't rambling though. That was like a good collected thought.
I mean, because it's true. Like, dude, I still want to do graffiti, like, so bad. Now that I know, like, what it takes. Like, the other day, what I drew or what I painted was like a Japanese dragon.
Yeah.
And it was a gold dragon, so I started with the gold, and I tried to make the lines as nice and neat as I could, and it kind of ended up looking like shit.
Yeah. Right.
So I went in with, like, white to outline it, and I started with the tail. As soon as I hit the tail, I'm like, oh my God. So, like, a curved, like, tip towards the tail, I could instantly make, like, a piercing tip.
Yeah.
Or, like a very finely sharp tip.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because even though you think there would be, like, let's say it was on a black canvas, even though you think there would be that black in between, you can just fill it up to make it look like outlining.
Yeah.
So even if you fuck up the outline, you can still fix it.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about it. And that's why, like, I feel like creativity and, like, your creative flow could really go through with graffiti, art, drawings, music, making food, videos,
Getting in I think
like, anything.
a flow state. I mean, for those who don't know what a flow state is, you probably do know what a flow state is. A flow state is when you feel like you get into, like, the absolute zone of whatever you're doing. That flow state is like you feel like if you're playing video games, you feel like you're in there, you're in it to win it, and you're fucking wrecking. if you're doing like if you're in a flow state in a video, you're like really getting creative, really cutting and splicing and putting everything together to look really really good, and you're just doing a really good job. And if you're painting, you're getting those outlines really where you want them. You have all those lines and everything's coming together like cohesively, and it transfers over to music and everything else that you mentioned. It's just it's crazy. I just after all this, I don't think I don't think I would change anything about what happened for COVID.
No, because I see a really really bright future for me. Whether it is through the paths that I want to go with, like streaming video games and creating music, I could even possibly see like a side hustle of like art. Um, I'm very tempted to try and go because there's like many different like paint cans and different paint pressures you could go for. When it comes to regards of like spray paint. So I'm like very tempted to go to Michael's and pick up like a very large canvas
Yeah.
and get like a welly pressured can and just like practice graffiti so that way it's not like illegal,
Right.
but I'm still like doing what I want to do, and
Right.
like I don't think there would be anything I'd really want to change because it opened my eyes up to a lot of things.
I think I can say that that's relatable. It personally it improved my outlook on how life can go,
Yeah.
and how much influence I personally have on things. How much on a personal level I have control of the things that happen. And it also, this time also taught me that the things that we can't necessarily control, you just gotta let go. You gotta let go of it. And that's the hard part. That's probably the hardest lesson that anybody has to learn. And I personally, I don't think I mean, it's really hard. And with COVID, it's happening right now. And yeah, of course, like it may get worse. Hopefully it gets better, but there's a possibility it may get worse again. And like at this point, like we got to just keep it pushing. We can't necessarily, it taught me a lot.
Yeah, it's like I already felt like I had a lot of wisdom, I guess you can say. Like I feel like when I need to be responsible or mature, I can be.
Right.
Like I very much so put out a very goofy, like funny, like I guess kind of childish guy. But when a situation is serious or I need to be serious or do something, I can do that. And I feel like people underestimate me because of my age and because of how I act most of the time. But when something needs to get done, something needs to get done. For example, the other day we were far behind in our push at work.
Right. And it happens from time to time. It's not in every department, yours and mine.
And like it's very hard for us to just do like one vehicle of our push because of everything else that we have and combined with it. Just me myself, I did 3 vehicles of push in one shift,
which is
which
pretty.
is a lot.
For someone, especially for someone that doesn't necessarily push every day, like if we were talking Sinar, which is our toy specialist, she knows a lot. She pushes a lot.
But that's also all she has to do.
Right, that's her job. That is her job to make sure everything looks good and gets pushed. That is her job.
For me, it's I have to, usually I have a whole team, right? A team of like 5 people just at a designated area that has to do returns, order pickup and drive up, which is pretty much just online orders, and then the push, the vehicle.
Right.
So to think that with that team of like 4 to 5 people, it's still rough for us to get one vehicle done.
Yeah.
And then one person gets 3 vehicles done. It's mind-blowing just like what you can do. And I don't know if that really shows like maturity or response
I think it just shows like just the
like good work ethics,
drive.
like
just drive.
your mental drive.
Yeah.
But it's like that's just that's what I mean. Like the image that I have at my workplace is as a higher up. When people are first hired and like I train them on something, they think I'm the manager for the front end.
Yeah, and most people consider you to be
manager for the front end.
Most people like respect you at that level. It's not even that they think of you like that. There's just a certain level of like, all right, well, he knows his shit. So, I mean, like you even said, like one of the managers even said, like in
that
terms of,
I deserve the position. Yeah.
That you deserve a team lead position over her, and she's a fucking.
And she's in that position.
Right. She's
It's
so.
And I get told on pretty much a day-to-day basis that I am respected and looked at as a manager for the front end. Like
Right.
I could easily ask, somebody to try and complete something for me, and it would get done.
Right.
But then the second that I'm not there, I hear all these stories like, oh, that same person just kind of sat there and didn't do anything.
Sound weird for a second.
And it like
Okay.
that shocks me.
Right.
It shocks me on like how much influence I have on people, and that just really shows me like I'm okay with being that goofy guy that a lot of people don't see as like mature or responsible, because I know I am and I know that I can be. I just like to show the goofy, silly kind of side.
Honestly, when it comes down to it, I think as human beings, we have the ability to adapt to whatever comes our way, within reason, obviously. Like we can't have rock skin. If a lava is coming our way, a volcano erupts and we're about to get Pompeii'd, But like in terms of like short periods of time, like within a year, you can completely change like how you do anything. You can completely change, your diet and have a completely different, body composition and look like a completely different person. And, you can, if you look at the difference between like living in a hot environment and how your body works, and how, living in a cold environment and how your body works, that's the adaptability. And it's the same on an emotional level and a mental level. You can adapt to the changes that are in front of you, especially when it comes emotionally. Like if you go through a breakup, you take that emotional criticism and things that are coming your way, and you take it constructively, however long it takes you to get through that, and it's at a job, if you're coming from, like me, if you're coming from like a fast food industry going into a kind of light, setting for retail, is, from Chipotle, which is where I started, to Target, right? That adaptability that you have to do, because you have completely different tasks. It's no longer dealing with food and how it's cooked.
Yeah.
You're now dealing with, okay, these items have to go here. I have to make sure that these items look good on the shelves. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And the mental adaptability that people have, especially in certain circumstances of extreme stress, it's mind-boggling. There's a reason that people pressure makes diamonds. All right, and it's the same with people. Through great times of stress, it seems like the best of things, or some of the best things, come out of stressful situations.
Yeah.
And that includes yourself.
Yeah.
If you get to and get through a stressful event, most of the time on the other side, you're going to come out a different and hopefully a better person.
Yeah. Mom waved. Jack says that's a lot of PC monitors.
It is a lot of PC monitors. There's 3 of them. I'm looking at one of them that you guys can't see. But there's 3 of them. That's a 4K TV. This is an actual 24-inch TV. And I have a regular computer monitor in front of me. So, yes, there is a lot of monitors.
Yes.
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 But, yeah. Life and stuff.
Stress.
Dude.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't change anything about COVID. Drop down in comments. We were talking about, if you guys are just joining, we were talking about the butterfly effect, and it's things shatter pretty much if you try to change. Like, changing one thing can spark so many other possibilities, an infinite amount of possibilities from changing one event. And we were talking about specifically from the past, and then we got to COVID. And the question was, if you could go back in time, would you change anything that has happened, or change COVID from happening? And I mean, I think at this point, I can speak for the both of us. I don't think that either one of us, even though I think we would change the death factor. If that's a preventable thing that we could have done, obviously we would have changed that. But in the grand schemes of just our lives and how we're coming through the hopefully end of this, I don't think we would have changed anything, in terms of events coming up to this.
Yeah. I have a 49 ultra wide. I know the feeling, Jack says.
Nice, dude. I want to try to get one of those extra long ones so I can eliminate one of these monitors and just have a long one along the side. And maybe a second monitor just for the back, or keep that TV. But yeah, pretty much the coolest setup I've ever had, man. Thank you. I appreciate the
Comment.
observation.
Comment. The comment. The comments of the ments of the comms. Yeah. The comments of the ments of the comms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's stop doing that stuff. But we are coming down to the last little bit of the podcast. We're gonna end at 9 tonight. Cause we got this guy's got work in the morning, and kind of winding down for the night. It was a good podcast tonight. Got on for a couple hours.
It was a pretty good one.
But yeah, any last comments, thoughts, concerns? If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in chat now before it's too late.
Yes.
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 But yeah, I think besides like stupid little shit, I don't think I would go back and change anything. Even even if COVID wasn't a thing, I probably there wouldn't be much that I would want to change.
I feel like I'm.
Oh, I faded to black by accident. Sorry.
Especially mentally, I feel like I'm at a really good spot. Being at home and like just kind of like going to work and then coming home and not really having much to do, it's kind of like good mentally for me.
Yeah.
It gave me a lot of time to like figure stuff out and not really be concerned on being stressed. So it was really good for me, where I am at physically and mentally.
Good. I'm glad. I've expressed it before, but I wanna keep expressing it because it's something that I personally struggle with and a lot of people struggle with. Mental health is really important for whoever you are. And if it's a matter of you needing to talk to someone or just you need somebody to reach out to you and do whatever. It doesn't even have to be about talking about your whatever's going on. If you just need somebody to talk to, just do your best and try to get that person that you need.
Yeah.
And if you can't, if you don't have anybody to talk to, try to get into a vice that lets you de-stress and decompress from your head. Nothing dangerous, of course. Don't do the druggos, unless it's something safe, which most druggos are not safe. I only condone one druggo, and it's not much of a druggo. The devil's lettuce ain't that bad, guys. Don't worry. But find a vice. Find something that you can do to let you decompress, because your mental health is very, very important. And it even affects your physical health. So, consider that. If you want to get healthy, you got to get your brain healthy first before you get your body healthy. So
That is true.
With that, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. Anything you got? Anything you want to say to the crowd before we get out of here?
Night Sun, see you next time. I would want you to experience all the things that we missed as a senior. This was my first time here. Maybe I'll see y'all next time.
Jack Williams, I appreciate you stopping by, sir. I appreciate it. Please drop by again. But as for Chris, can't believe you.
Chris, just go back and watch our conversation.
You might have to watch it tomorrow. Because it seems like with these recordings, it takes a while to upload through YouTube and get processed and everything. So when we end stream, unfortunately, you might have to wait until tomorrow morning to watch it.
But Jack, for next time,
or at least a couple hours. Sorry.
For next time, we're gonna be live at Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there's a special surprise for you on Thursday as well. So definitely tune in. Definitely tune in. It's gonna be a fun time.
It rhymes with
Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
Surprise
we gotta find
for
out
you.
next week what the rhyme is.
Make sure you're there, Jack. We want to see you in chat. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank
if we
you.
don't see you, Jack, we're gonna have some problems, right?
It's okay, Chris. Just be there Thursday.
It's all right, Chris. We still love you. It's fine. But yeah, thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate it. Big preach. please make sure to drop a like if you liked our stream tonight. I would definitely appreciate it. And if you want to see us next time and don't want to miss out on any kind of information, subscribe to the channel. You can follow my accounts, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, anything like that is in the description and in my YouTube bio, or at least a couple of them are in my YouTube bio. So check those out. But I appreciate you guys stopping by tonight, and I hope you guys have a good night. So with that, we're going to get out of here. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.